What's up guys, Chris the Greek Weep here, and today I am here to talk about the trailer for the new Seven Deadly Sins movie, Cursed by Light. And I know it's been well over a week since the trailer was released, but I wanted it to stew a little bit so I can think of how this movie looks just based off the trailer and what could actually happen, and if I'm ultimately excited about it. And I have to say, I actually am. But, however, I do think that they kind of jumped the gun with this new movie trailer due to the fact that Dragon's Judgment, the fourth official season of the Seven Deadly Sins anime, is still going on. It's entering its second half. I believe it's on episode 15 at this point, and I do think that they should have waited until right before the end so that they could actually, announce this series, because it is confirmed, especially with the trailer, that this takes place after the events of the anime and the manga. So it's going to be a little weird for some people to actually start watching this or when they see the trailer. However, it is coming out once the anime ends, so I'm not too worried about it. But getting into it, I honestly have a lot of faith in this movie. Now, I know season 3 of the Seven Deadly Sins anime, after the studio changed to Studio Deen, was honestly a disappointment. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. However, the Blu-ray did kind of fix a lot of the problems, not all of them, and it's still not the best, but it did feel better and more enjoyable, and you could stomach the animation a lot more when you watch on Netflix, since it's the Blu-ray version of the anime compared to the TV, which, you know what, I'm not going to get into that because I feel like I'm just going to rant about the third season. Now, the fourth season, I only saw the first 2 or 3 episodes, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to binge watch this whole thing out once it's all done and hop on Netflix, because the animation will be touched up and fixed, maybe add a few things for After Effects. But I did get to see some stuff on Twitter and Instagram that it does have a lot of the exact same problems as the previous season, with honestly a lot of scenes looking very bad. Even the more impactful scenes that, if you have read the actual source material, were incredibly detailed and honestly pretty impactful. So it was still a disappointment when I saw that. However, based on what I'm seeing from the trailers, it looks like Studio Deen was actually taking a lot of their budget, from what it seems, and was actually giving it towards the movie. Because from the trailer itself, it honestly looks pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. And it is supposed to be an action-oriented film, and as we can tell from the last season, not all the action, or most of the action, didn't exactly look its best, especially upon release. But from the trailer, the character designs look pretty neat and very close to how they were in the source material, and compared to how the anime was, it honestly looks a hell of a lot better. And even the action scenes we see in the trailer look a lot better than what we got from the actual seasons, from the seasons prior. I mean, it's not like Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen or, season 2 levels of awesome animation, but it looks like they're really trying to make this good, and I can respect that. And if they got a good enough budget, and from how this is going to be set up, I think this could actually be the Seven Deadly Sins' best movie. I mean, Prisoners of the Sky was honestly a pretty good movie, but that one was iffy with how, if it was canon, but it wasn't. A lot of stuff mentioned and what was happened in that movie has been mentioned in the main series, but it doesn't take place in the main series, and it's just, a whole bunch of weird iffy stuff. But this is written by the creator of the Seven Deadly Sins himself, and right now the sequel series, The Fortnight to the Apocalypse, is actually going on right now with its manga, and I haven't been covering it week to week at this point, and it's been doing pretty well for this channel. So it does come to say that this movie is going to take place between the end of the Seven Deadly Sins and will lead into the Fortnight to the Apocalypse. So, I mean, this sparks an idea for a theory video that I might do later on in the week, but yeah. The new movie honestly looks really good. I mean, this is just a trailer, but compared to how the anime for the Seven Deadly Sins had for its last 2 seasons, they barely used any animation, just used a bunch of still shots, some area panning shots. Mostly it was words, and it was a minute long for the trailer. The trailer was almost 2 minutes for this movie, and it was all continuous animation, and even though it's not finished, it still looked pretty good, especially for Studio Deen. And I know if their team actually does put in the effort and has the budget, they can make this movie look good. I mean, the Konosuba movie looked honestly pretty good and very fluid with the animation style. Then again, it's Konosuba. You don't expect it to be super detailed, it's goofy, it's flashy, etc. And, obviously a bunch of comedy. But that's a good example. They had the budget and it looked good. Even when they were trying to do some serious moments, it looked, honest to God, really good. And the Seven Deadly Sins deserves at least the best possible treatment for its second and honestly last movie, unless Nakba wants to make a third movie to fill in even more of the gap between the end of the Seven Deadly Sins and the beginning of the Four Knights of the Apocalypse. Hell, maybe even do a movie for the Four Knights of the Apocalypse that stars the Sins also, and have them team up or something. That would sound honest to God, really cool. But yeah, this movie honestly looks really good. I'm excited to see where it heads, and I honestly think that this could be the Seven Deadly Sins' big flashy finale, because as we can see from the trailer, this introduces a character that we haven't seen, who is basically the second fairy king apparently, and a craftsman from the Giants, and we know that King was the third king, so this will honestly help with the world building for the Seven Deadly Sins, and based on the title, we could actually see the Supreme Deity make an appearance and have her be the final antagonist for the Seven Deadly Sins, or maybe set things up for the Four Knights of the Apocalypse. This could actually be the event that sparks the Four Knights of the Apocalypse prophecy, and hell, maybe even what's going on with Arthur in the sequel series. But that's honestly all I have to say about this trailer. It honestly looks really good, and despite it not being finished, it's a huge improvement from the last two seasons, especially with how they've done trailers previously. And if this trailer is anything to go by, this could be a major improvement for the Seven Deadly Sins and can actually be the end-all, be-all official finale for the series, considering that the finale for the manga, and a lot of people are probably going to say this about the anime too, felt a bit rushed or didn't feel as conclusive as it could have been. So this series could actually tie up a lot of the loose ends and just feel like a proper conclusion for this entire series. But with all that said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. If you have any idea of what you think this movie could end up doing for the future of the franchise, let me know in the comments down below. And if you're excited for this film, and if you also think that this could actually be Studio Deen's best attempt at making the Seven Deadly Sins as good as it should be. And above all else, I hope you all have an awesome day.